tense moments after a massive anhydrous ammonia leak forces homes to be evacuated and part of a busy interstate to close. Good evening and thanks for watching ABC 6. I'm James Wilcox.
And I'm Laura Lee. Within the past half hour, Interstate 90 is reopened between Elkton and Dexter. It was shut down for about 4 hours following the leak.
ABC 6 News reporter Megan Stewart was in Elkton tonight and talked with people who were in the area as it all happened.
This was the scene in Elkton Monday afternoon. A massive plume of anhydrous ammonia after 2 tanks leaked up to 2,000 gallons of the fertilizer chemical in a farm field.
I thought something's wrong.
Jeff Kinney was driving nearby when he saw the leak happen.
It sounds like a freight train. The amount of pressure of that anhydrous ammonia coming out of the hose, it just really loud.
When Kinney called 911 and emergency responders quickly evacuated a 1-mile radius around the spill site. Kinney helped an 87-year-old woman leave her home, which was near ground zero of the leak.
The sheriff's department was evacuating her and she didn't have any place to go. So my wife, Jody, took her back to our house until we got a hold of her daughter, and then her daughter picked her up and took her to safe area.
Kinney also helped reroute cars in the area. One of those motorists was Lexi Shaw, who was coming home from Southland High School.
We just saw it just bursting out of the tank, and there was a couple men who were running out of the tractor, and we're still hoping they're okay.
Because anhydrous ammonia is so toxic, Interstate 90 shut down for hours while the cloud moved through the area.
But it was a very strong smell. And hopefully it clears up soon so that everyone can get back to what they're doing.
It was so cold and it just hung to the ground, and it just not dissipating quick enough.
Megan Stewart, ABC 6 News.
And continuing our team coverage, we sent ABC 6 News reporter Dan Conrad to the scene from Austin. He made it as far as the Elkton exit where Interstate 90 was. He continues our team coverage tonight with what he saw and smelled.
This is the exit ramp from eastbound Interstate 90 at mile marker 189. I'm in the parking lot at St. John's Lutheran Church. About 2 miles back to the west, emergency vehicles are parked on the interstate, first funneling the traffic from 2 lanes into 1, and then as you get closer to the ramp, moving them up off the interstate and onto a blacktop road that runs parallel to I-90 and ultimately brings that traffic out in an area just north of Elkton. From my vantage point, I could detect a faint smell of ammonia. At the time, it wasn't much stronger than the whiff you might get from a bottle of household cleaner. And even then, it wasn't a constant smell. It seemed to come and go almost like it was carried into the area by the wind. Because of all the traffic being routed off the interstate, I was kept at a pretty fair distance from the top of the ramp. But you can see that the firefighters stationed there did not appear to be wearing breathing apparatus. And one of the first responders I talked to said the process of getting the traffic off the interstate went as well as could be expected in a situation like this, and that part of the emergency plan seemed to go smoothly. Near Elkton, Dan Conrad, ABC 6 News.
Cenex Harvest States, an ag cooperative in Elkton, says it was one of 2 tanks that leaked the ammonia. However, at this time, the cause of the release is still under investigation. And we just learned just a short time ago there was a second anhydrous ammonia leak around 7:30 tonight, about a mile from the other leak. However, the Grand Meadow Fire Department couldn't provide any other information at this hour.
We do know right now authorities are still checking levels in the area to make sure it's safe for those who live there. And that's because anhydrous ammonia is very dangerous. According to the CDC, the gas initially stays close to the ground, so people have a greater risk of being exposed. Exposure symptoms include irritation to the eyes, nose, and throat, as well as breathing difficulty and sometimes burns and blisters. High levels of exposure can be deadly.